Hey guys, welcome back. Today is going to be a proof of concept video. There was a couple suggestions on my last video and I just kind of want to try them out. And I want to do this video as a test. But next week, maybe week after, depending on how things go on the home front, I'll get back to this knife here, the Gomai knife. Now, what I want to make with it is called a Puukko. It's a little thicker, a little bit longer, a little bit wider than Puukko, but I'm going to get my own little spin on it. But I have to do some thinking on how I'm going to do the bolster and the handle. I'm not great at doing hidden tang knives. So this is going to be kind of a new venture for me. But I wanted to talk a little bit about how I turned my Hell's Forge into a forced air burner. I wanted to get the tripod set up over by the forging area and kind of explain to you how I did, because I can't say there's no videos on how to turn a Hell's Forge into forced air, but I could say like going through YouTube, stuff like that, when I first did it, there was no videos on it. So hopefully this will inspire you to turn your Hell's Forge into a forced air burner, because I tell you what, it makes life a lot easier, saves on fuel, especially with propane prices these days. I get a lot more use out of a little 20-pound tank than I would the atmospheric burner. So I'll be right back as soon as I get you set up over there. Alright, so I got you set up the best I could here. But right here, I got a single burner Hell's Forge. This is an oval version. I'm going to possibly be buying the square version here soon. I tell you what, this little forge here kicks butt even whenever I'm running atmospheric burner. It runs pretty good. But I run mainly all just forced air. The reason why I do that is when I first started forging with my double burner, which I'm going to show you here soon, I was only getting maybe 6 hours out of a 20-pound tank. That to me was just ridiculous. I was not happy with that. And a lot of it had to do with because it was a double burner. When I went to the single burner, I was getting 7 hours out of a 20-pound tank, and I still was not happy about that. So I got a bright idea. What if I turned it into forced air? So I went onto the school of YouTube and tried to do a bunch of research, and I could not find nothing on how to turn a Hell's Forge into forced air burner. Well, I got a little bit of inspiration with some of my spirits, and that's what I come up with. What I got, out your way, is just a rare 20-pound tank. Now, normally I run a 40-pound, but at the time, nobody had propane enough to fill it up. Unless if I went up to Uniontown to welding shop and I didn't feel like going all the way up there. So I just went to my local Walmart and exchanged out a couple tanks. This guy right here has done 2 Cancer Damascus and that Gomai. Right now, I'm at 16 hours of runtime on just this tank alone. It is almost empty. I got probably enough in here to maybe do a heat treat, but that's about it. maybe I got a little bit longer than that. Let's see. Yeah, probably heat treat, maybe do a quick profile, but that's about it. It's almost empty. But that's the baseline. I have gotten at least 16 hours out of one of these small tanks doing forced air. What I got here is just a rare shop vac with an outlet on it. I got the pipe snaked down. You can't see in the shot or in the shot, but you can see this part here. Okay, I got the pipe coming up into a 1 inch. Yes, this is galvanized, but there's no heat to it, so I am safe. And prior to that, I did stick in vinegar for a couple days to get all the galvanized zinc off. But I got a 1 inch pipe hooked into my vacuum hose. The inside diameter of this vacuum hose is 1 inch. The outside diameter of this is no, I screwed that up. I think it's like 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches for the black pipe. The outside diameter is like 1.25 inches. But the inside diameter of this steel pipe is supposed to be 1 inch. This is 1 inch galvanized steel pipe. Going into a valve so I could control my air going through the pipes here. Then I got a reducer from 1 inch to 3/4 inch. Coming up into a T. Now here, I got a series of reducers. I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer here. Give me a second. Alright. I got my reducer going into my 3/4 inch T. This is 3/4 to half to I think 3/8. Then I got a brass fitting that just fit in here. Another fitting, so I was able to connect my propane line. Going from the tank. Here's a black line for a tank. Going in. I believe they call this the bevel fitting. No, I can't remember what it's actually called. But I just got all straight line into here. I have no MIG welding tip in here. I had thought about putting one in there to see what it would do, but it's all open. It's going straight propane, straight into this pipe. Then from there, I got coming up into this 90 here, going around into another 90 and going straight down into the forge. Now, with this 3/4 inch piping here, the 3/4 inch steel pipe, it just fits right in here, right into the inlet for the forge. Now, I got my atmospheric burner right here. It is literally the same diameter. This part here, the outside diameter of this, is the same width as this steel pipe. So, okay, my first fire was with the double burner forge. Okay. And I was able to get a railroad spike up to forge welding temperatures in 6 minutes. I have a video that in my other phone. I thought about posting it on YouTube. If you guys would like to see it, and if I can find it, I will post it. But I was able to get that railroad spike forge welding temperatures in about 6 minutes with the double burner forge. Imagine what I could do with that single burner. Now, I borrowed a thermometer from a buddy of mine. He's a professional mechanic, so he has all them fancy thermometer stuff like that. I cracked upwards to 2,700 degrees with that forge. And yes, I absolutely melted the inside of the forge. I had to replace a refractory once I was done that day. There's no reason to get it up that high. None whatsoever. Not with the propane forge. Coal, unfortunately, you're going to crack them temperatures pretty easily. And you're going to stay at them temperatures. With propane, you can regulate your heat, your temperature, just by adjusting your air valve and adjusting your high pressure regulator. Now, with this, it's real easy to disconnect and reconnect. I'm going to go grab my wrench real quick. I will be right back. On the Hell's Forge, there's a little set screw on the back of the inlet here, or the front, depending on which way you face your forge. I got it set up to where it's real easy to connect and disconnect and be able to go from my single burner to my double burner within minutes. I'm going to demonstrate that now. These here, I just use to put on the handle. So this way here, my forge doesn't flop over. And I had that happen to me mid-run. I was scared shitless. Now that I got that done, I want to show you the other part. What I got here is a piece I use for the double burner. Okay, I got 1-inch nipple here, 2-inch nipple here, T90 pipe. This is all 3/4 inch steel pipe. What I do here, I just kind of brace into my legs, twist her off, take the T, come on, really? There we go. Take this, the piece that was on the single burner, I put it on a 2-inch nipple. Now, what I did was, I tack welded it right here, just through a little bit of spot weld. So turn this here. I just spot welded it right at this seam here so this piece doesn't spin. It is crucial that you do that so this way here, you can get it right where you want it. I'm going to put this on. There we go. Now I got my double burner set up, ready to go. What I got here, which I got my other brick sitting over there, I just go take these and slide them in for doors. I got 4 of them, 2 on each side. Now the whole inside my forge is completely boxed in. So this way here I can keep the temperatures in. With this forge, I've only cracked upwards to 2300 degrees because all the space that's in there takes a lot longer to heat up. But I use this for my bigger projects only, or whenever my little forge is just getting too hot to forge in and I'm getting real bad hot spots. My little forge is mainly just for my bushcraft blades, which I make a lot of. And this one here is for anything that is 14 inches or more. That's what I use this for. So I don't use this one a whole lot. And I never use this for forge welding. I don't like the temperatures that it puts out. I use my little forge for all forge welding, especially in the canisters. I've done a lot of layered Damascus. In fact, that Gomai build that I'm doing now, that's like my 4th or 5th layer Damascus. And it's not turning out too bad, but it's having some little bit of issues, but I think I could grind that out. Other than that, she's all ready to go. I could just fire her up right now and away I go. Now I'm going to talk about how I fire this up. When I fire the forge up, I start with the vacuum first. I get the air flowing first. And the reason why I do that, I don't want propane to backfill going into the outlet. And when I fire her up, I have an explosion. So I always start with the vacuum first. I'll adjust my knob depending on what forge I'm running. My double burner forge, I'll turn it up. My single burner, I have it marked where I want it at. So this way here, I'm able to fire up right away without fiddling with it. This here, what I do is I turn it off. I'll turn on the propane. I'll give this about 3/4 turn. Now fire up, and it fires up every single time. My single burner forge takes about 5 to 10 minutes to completely heat up. The double burner forge takes about 10 minutes to completely get red hot inside. I'm going to recommend doing forced air on your forge. Because these little tanks here, like I said, I've only gotten about 6 hours out of them with the atmospheric. I'm getting upwards to almost 16 hours of forging out of one of these little tanks. And sometimes I still have enough in there to do a quick heat treat if I need to. Now, safety is always number one in my books, okay? If you're not working safe, there's a high chance of getting hurt. Now, I run inside of a shop. Atmospheric burners doesn't burn all the propane, so you're getting residual smell of propane and a lot of buildup. I always keep a CO2 detector, which actually you can see it right there. You can actually see the CO2 detector. I've only had that go off one time running my propane forge. Fortunately, I was right near the door. I was right near the forge whenever it went off. So I hurried up, shut off the tank, shut off the vacuum, and I exited out of my building. Right above me, right there, I have an exhaust fan. It doesn't matter what time of year it is, I always have that exhaust fan running when I'm forging. Even though the forced air burners, whether it be a ribbon burner or the what I got set up over here, it burns more of the fuel and makes it more efficient. you'll always have some kind of residual propane that didn't get burned off. So always safety first. Have an exhaust fan going, some kind of fresh air coming into your shop, which you can't see it, but I got a hole over in the corner of the shop. I want to say is about 4 foot by 2 foot hole for fresh air to come in, so the exhaust fan's doing its job is bringing fresh air in and exiting right out. I also have a really big door, so whenever it starts getting pretty hot in here, which it does, even during winter time, it'll cook me out. I'll open that door wide open, more air comes in. I have a smaller industrial fan I use. So this way here I stay safe, because a lot of times I'm by myself. I don't have the kids around. They're usually hanging out in the house. Same thing with the wife. But my shop is pretty close to the house. If anything happens, I can yell out, say, hey, I need some help, and I always keep my phone on me. But I hope you like this video. Within a week or two, because I'm going to be starting construction on the house, I'm going to be finishing up this guy. Now, like I said, I have to do some thinking how I'm going to do the bolster and handle. I'm not all that great with hidden tanks. I want to do this so I can learn more about it. And hopefully you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. One thing that I didn't notice, will camera pick it up? You can see very lightly. There's a little D-lame right there. And there's another one a little bit further down. My finger was covering it up, but it's only on one side. I should be able to grind it out. Other than that, I hope this proof of concept video is a lot better than my other ones. The suggestion was have the camera in landscape mode, so this way here people using computers could see the video and watch it better quality. I also got a new phone too to record the videos, and I want to thank my mom for that. Yeah, she went and bought new phones and gave me her old one. The other phone was kind of going bad, and quality of the voice wasn't all that great. On the next video, I want to try voiceover. That's one of the other suggestions I had. I'm going to try that out too. But I want to start with this one, doing landscape mode, see how the video comes out. Because I didn't want to do the knife build in landscape mode, then something happens and the video turns out like trash. Then I lose all that video. Other than that, have a good one, guys. See you within next week or two for the adventure of finishing that guy up. Have a good one. Bye-bye.